Hello, and welcome to Culture and Dice Let's Play. I am Bloodied, and here we are playing something that hopefully will be a bit less existentially depressing than last time. Mothmen 1966. Now, you may recall, or at least the 9 of you who've watched it, last year's little Christmas special, Jolly Laughter, which was set in the same universe as this. So this is by a company called LCB. And it's part of a range that they're calling pixel pulps. Very sort of lo-fi pseudo, like 12-bit, I think. Adventure games. All set in a slightly odd universe. So, yeah, let's give this a go and see how it is. Prologue. Presenting with Halt. Halt. 3 red and 5 black in the discard pile. The 6 cards face up on the counter. 2 are red, and 4 are black. So 5 red in all, and 9 black. You have no more moves. So you have to bet now. Black card, red card. Black card. A large majority of the face-up cards are black, and you know that betting against a streak is hugely dangerous. Even though you've already chosen, you decide to stay away from the counter. You can't bear losing again. You think of your grandma, Elsie, trying to win at Solitaire for over 60 years. I fucking run at Solitaire on the computer all the time. You take a deep breath and keep sweeping. Elsie's been paralysed from the waist down since she was 21. Your mom was only 2 months old. The winter Elsie taught you to play solitaire, your parents and sister had been dead for almost a year, and you'd already begun to forget their faces. Although you cook for her, do her laundry, bathe, and even dress her, it still feels like she's the one taking care of you. Close your eyes and almost feel Elsie stroking your hair. You're 11 years old again, kneeling next to her bed, crying your heart out. Suddenly, the bell rings, and you feel an invisible force trying to drag you into the present. Window, keep your eyes closed now, look through the window. Those fucking kids. The first brat is followed by 2 more. They step on the hose and activate the bell for a second, and a third time. You don't know what comes over you, but you yell some things at them that you're too ashamed to remember. You justify yourself thinking that they might be the ones who got into your garage that night. I'll say garage, it's America. And stole some parts of the replica machine gun you're building. You won't let anyone mess with your project. The Winans steam machine gun is the jewel of your collection. The kids yell at you, "Old freak!" and laugh, sheltered by the distance. Deep down you know it can't be them. How would they know which parts of the machine gun were worth stealing? Anyway, that guard dog's been brought over in a few days, and you'll be able to stop worrying. Checks the hose. You think about what someone told you at the bar about replacing the hose with a thicker one so it can only be activated by the weight of a car. And what happens if the kids jump with their bikes and land on top of the hose with one of the wheels, you asked? Kids are always going to find some way to bust your balls, they replied. Go back in. You try to calm down. You look at the shelves and think of the solitaire your grandma taught you. Your grandma always said that everyone has their place in the world, and that people keep dancing around it without ever reaching it. To win this solitaire, you have to stop dancing. You know that the chances of winning are incredibly low. Almost 0. You can't bring yourself to turn over the next card, and decide to start sorting the shelves instead. Doing simple jobs builds up your self-confidence, Sorry, I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words today. And provides you some illusion of control. Upper shelf, middle shelf, lower shelf. Bottle. Play something from the lower shelf. Box. Okay, grab something from the middle shelf. Okay. Replace something from the lower shelf. And place on the middle shelf. Empty. There we go. Good. One type of product on each shelf. Control. Very nice. You scratch your head. This time, sorting the shelves doesn't help. You feel the same urgency as before, and you can't think of anything else. Is the card going to be black? You need it to be black. Suddenly, the air seems heavy, and you find it a bit difficult to breathe. Oh! 3 men in black are staring at you. Through the window, you see a black Cadillac by the pump. Yes? You wish you'd asked them how they got into the station without you hearing the door open. Or how they left the car there without the bell ringing. But that trembling yes was the only thing he managed to utter. The moose. The moose? After a few seconds of not receiving any response, you decide to break the silence. Give them directions to the moose. Ask them what's up with the moose. Is it loose? About the hoose? Continue straight until the first crossroads and turn right. After a while, you'll see the bar past the barn with the painted cross. You can't miss it. None of the men in black open their mouths. Every second that passes, the smile on your face feels more and more ridiculous. The moose. You bought a woman a whiskey. You don't know if it's the right move, but you try to relax and be more friendly. You know more effective way to socialize? You told her the dream about your grandma. Chill runs through your body. It's been a few weeks since that night. And even though you had a good time with Martha and have no regrets... I'm sorry, every time I see fucking Martha now, all I can think of is goddamn fucking Batman v Superman. God damn it, Zack Snyder, you have ruined the name Martha. Why did I say that? Something about the way these men in black ask their questions makes you uneasy. What do you want to know? Granny in the forest. One of the men further back lets out a cracking noise. You look at him, believing he's laughing, but the man in black's expression doesn't change. Ask them why they want to know. Tell them about your dream. You know what? Let's push back against this evil men in black authoritar. None of you are Jiggy Will Smith. No one answers. It's like they're waiting for another response. Tell them about your dream. Fuck you, we're not writing any extra dialogue. My grandma has been bedridden for over 60 years, but in the dream I saw her running through the woods. Start from the beginning, and don't omit any details. You don't know if it's the way they look at you, or because of a certain authority in their voice, but you tell them everything about the dream. 5 or 6 weeks ago, you woke up in the middle of the night certain that something had happened to your grandma. You ran up to her room, and Elsie wasn't in bed. The window was wide open. You ran to it and saw someone walking through the trees. It was her, and she was holding a rifle of the kind your ancestors would have carried in the Civil War. You tried to call out to her. Your grandma started running and shot 2 or 3 times into the blackness of the forest. You were about to go down to find her when a winged figure with glowing red eyes appeared in front of the window and screamed. You stumbled backwards, and after hitting your head on the bedpost, you lost consciousness. You woke up in your bed and remembered the dream almost instantly. You went up the stairs 2 at a time and opened the door to her room. Your grandmother slept peacefully. On the bedside table was the glass of milk you bring her every night and the deck of cards she uses to play solitaire. During the days that followed, you tried to convince yourself that it had all been a dream, even though you couldn't explain where the little stitches at the base of your skull had come from. After a few seconds, one of the men in black speaks again. The spots on her legs predate her birth, Holt. What? What is he talking about? Is he referring to the dozens of moles on your grandma's legs? And what do they mean by saying those spots predate her birth? Elsie always makes the same joke when you sponge her calves. Are you thankful you have to clean my legs and not my grandfather's? According to what she told you, her granddad had been shot dead by an experimental weapon early in the Civil War when his legs were ripped to shreds. The Winans steam gun, son. A machine gun that doesn't appear in any book. You think about the replica you're putting together in the workshop, and you wonder if it was the men in black who had stolen those pieces. You're not telling anyone else about this visit, Holt. You start to complain when one of the men in black picks up a card from the counter. The top card of the deck. The crunch horrifies you. The teeth of the men in black seem to tear more than simply paper. Desperate, you throw yourself under the counter and look for the card. Your heart is pounding. You look out the window, and you don't see the Cadillac. You walk to where the car was parked a few moments ago. You step on the hose, and the bell rings. What the fuck? Jack of diamonds. Fucker. Red. You think about the edge one of the men in black tore off. And you remember the noise he made when he chewed it. Was it a threat? A warning? You wonder if you'd tell your grandma everything that happened, or just keep your mouth shut and keep playing solitaire with a marked card. Well, that's just cheating. I love the idea of a scary threat is, I would chew the cord of this card. Chapter 1. Lee. I had a friend named Lee. He cast a spell on me. What's wrong? I told you, it's nothing. That damn pause again. There's something she's not saying. The Mustang purrs. You shake your head, feeling sad inside. The sound of an engine hides no secrets. You're right. You bite your lip and sigh. Why is everything so damn hard? Victoria settles into her seat. Let's start over, okay? Where are we going? He glances, I'm gonna be an asshole. Prize. Please? No, Vic, have some patience. You'll never forget this night. Victoria giggles, and you think this is the best gift in the world. For a moment, you forget all the previous discussions, your obsessions, A giggle, a friendly gesture. Maybe someone feel good. It ain't rocket science. You look at the clock and can't believe your eyes. You left your house on time, but you're pretty late. How could... Step on the gas. Lee? Lee! You scratch the side of your head. Wow, you really hate being told how to drive. Lee? Why doesn't she just tell you to slow down? You take your foot off the gas. Thanks. You're trying your best. I really think Victoria could be the one. The one. Your dad once said the perfect woman doesn't exist. Couples form when people get tired of looking and just give up. You remember your mother's rants, all those women's names she rattled off as if they were part of an endless grocery list. You won't end up like him. Anything but that. You try to smile and force yourself to be more cheerful. You want a clue? Yes. Victoria looks into your eyes, and you feel a warmth on your face that takes you by surprise. You felt the same thing the first time you saw her in college. You keep looking at her for a few seconds that seem like forever. What? Do I have a booger? Well, actually, yeah, there's a green thing on your nose there. Where? There. You can't help laughing out loud and have a hard time containing the urge to kiss her. A clue about the origin, clue about the date, clue about the myth. One would be a source of superstition, but we're talking thousands. A source of superstition? A black cat? Victoria looks at you expectantly, desperate to be right. Hold. A clue about the origin or the date. It comes from far away. Victoria makes a gesture for you to complete the sentence. You just shrug. It comes from far away. I mean, that could be anything. Yes then. The circus? Freezing cold. Give her about the date. It happened 100 years ago. Victoria answers almost immediately. After all, you're both majoring in history. The end of the Civil War. No, not in 1865. I meant exactly 100 years ago, Vic. Oh, let me think then. You're running out of time. There was a cholera outbreak in 1866, right? No. How twisted you think you're going to set up a date thinking on a cholera outbreak from a century ago? Victoria laughs and hits you on the shoulder. You chuckle and act like it hurt. No, Vic, just give me a minute. You won't guess it unless you reach out to open the glove box and Victoria grabs your wrist. Better leave it to me. Victoria opens the glove box and examines its contents. A folder, a box, a flashlight. What are you looking for exactly? Take a little look at the folder, in the box, and the flashlight. A book. 1966 Shelby Mustang. Our handbook? No, not that. What else? Look at the folder. Victoria opens the folder and examines the documents. Some papers, insurance details. You want to read some of this? You shake your head. A little look in the box. What's in the box? Victoria takes out the box and opens it. Let's see what you've been hiding. Think about saying something, but you instantly regret it and keep your mouth shut. Spare change, a lighter, a pack of cigarettes. Nothing to worry about, I reckon. Keep looking, please. Let us see if there's something more. You've got everything out. 1 second, there's this too. Victoria stretches out her hand, and you finally grab the map you wanted. It was folded against the bottom of the glove box. You start talking, and Victoria interrupts you. Hold that thought while I put everything back. Put the map on the dashboard while Victoria puts away the folder, the box, the flashlight. Vic, you know I like it tidy in there. Ha, very funny. Vic flicks through the book she found. Never out of courage. Haven't you read this book 1,000 times already? You know she's testing you. Vic knows exactly why you carry it everywhere. A novel that portrays the era you're obsessed with like no other. What the hell is this? Suddenly you remember you're using the pencil sketch that Victoria drew of you in one of your classes as a bookmark. A sketch she begged you with tears in her eyes to destroy, and you swore you already had. Vic, I'm sorry. I swear... Watch out! You swerve to avoid a shape in the road. Victoria looks back. Lee? We almost ran that thing over. You put your hand on Vic's shoulder, trying to reassure her. Victoria points ahead. Just keep your eyes on the road, please. He's doing it again, telling you how to drive. At least this time she came right out with it instead of just saying Lee disapprovingly. You try to control yourself, but it's hard. Not just that last thing, but the build-up of all the small gestures. You take the map and throw it on her lap. Victoria raises her arms in disbelief. Leonids, Victoria. We're going to have dinner watching the Leonids. Victoria says nothing. Forgive me for trying to arrange the perfect date. You try to keep silent, but you can't hold it in. Meteor shower. Phenomenon associated with the passage of the Temple-Tuttle Comet every 33 years. Victoria keeps staring ahead. In 1866, there was one of the spectacular meteor showers ever recorded. I saw some lithographics in the library. Victoria doesn't even move. Everyone makes a wish on a shooting star. Imagine how many wishes you can make with thousands of stars shooting through the sky. Victoria settles in her seat. You know what, Lee? Shut up. I've never heard that tone from her before. Just keep quiet until we reach... She pauses as she examines the map you threw on her lap. Pulp station? You feel your heart pounding. Your hands are shaking. That's what she wants? You to keep quiet? You don't say a goddamn word? Your hands grip the wheel tight. All the preparations you made for tonight. Your friend Freddie had worked out the ideal place to see them in all their splendour, away from the city lights. When you noticed Holt Station was inside the area, you didn't hesitate. But now they could ruined it. What the fuck? Ah, bad one! Something hits the Mustang's antenna. What the hell is that? Stop, please! Stop! Oh, stop the car. Slam on the brakes. Instinctively, you put a hand in front of Victoria to keep her from hitting the windshield. You get out the car and find a dead bat in front of the headlights. Oh no, we've killed Dracula. Fuck. The animal had hit the antenna and somehow got entangled. You can't believe it. What are the odds of something like that happening? Don't bats have some advanced echolocation system, like a submarine sonar? What starts a simple grunt in your throat emerges as a helpless scream. Fuck! Okay. This is like ever trying to do something different. Should have gone to the movies. Hey. It's whispering. Doesn't take long to see why. Over there. Ah, wolf. Oh, it's a coyote. The coyote is watching you from where the dark of the forest meets the light of the moon. Vic, we got this. It's not interested in us. You point to the dead bat. It's scavengers. You hear a growl that quickly multiplies. Suddenly, you're surrounded. It's not the first time you've faced coyotes in the woods, but you aren't taking any chances. Say, run to the car as fast as you can. You try to recall all the advice you've heard for situations like this. Make lots of noise, wave your arms around. One of the coyotes in front of you approaches. yell and gesture. Okay. The coyote behind you to your right. What the fuck? Coyote closest to you leaps forward with a savage bite. Encouraged by your screams, the rest of the coyotes soon join the feast. Oh, well, shit. Let's try that again. One of the coyotes in front of you approaches. Run to the car! Now! Oh, never mind. The coyote closest to you leaps forward with a savage bite. Encouraged by your screams, the rest of the coyotes soon join the feast. Okay, so what we're gathering from this is don't ever listen to anything I say about coyotes because I'm clearly wrong. Oh, look at this front of you approaches. Yeah, and gesture. Inside the car, coyote in the centre. Oh. Another coyote advances. You look into its watery, bloodshot eyes. Yeah, and gesture. Inside the car. Oh, stop it. Okay. Shit. 3 coyotes at once. Yelling or waving your arms around won't be enough this time. On the hood. The trick seems to work, and all the coyotes back down. No coyote advanced this time. A chance to go on the offensive. Crouch down and find 4 stones. You pick them up. Okay, let's go to the left. Oh. The stone flies to the left of the coyote, making the one closest to it also retreat. The coyote retreats to the dark of the forest. One coyote to worry about. The only retreats and you feel more and more confident. Run to the car. Now! Hooray. You get in the car, close the doors, and Victoria starts laughing. Although you know the reaction is more adrenaline than anything else, you start laughing too, and then kiss her. Hooray! We survived the coyotes. Hopefully first time. Hopefully. You start up the car and the V8 roars to life. You resume the trip. After a few wordless minutes, you suddenly remember something. Halt, Vic. We're going to Halt's gas station. Victoria starts whistling. The doubts, the fears. Everything seems a bit ridiculous now. You think about the plans you made for tonight and smile. You really like to hear her whistle. Now we're playing Victoria. Woo. Lee turns off the car and looks you in the eye. He smiles, and that smile seriously pisses you off. Smile back. You try to return the smile, but you feel the hatred burning inside you. Okay, fucking hell. This relationship does not seem very stable, I'm gonna be honest here. But it's not just Lee. The problem goes deeper. Why did you choose to smile? Why is it so hard to tell him? Wait here, Vic. I swear you won't believe it. You bite your lip and take a deep breath. You see him greet someone. Halt? Lee had written Halt Station on the map he'd thrown in your lap 20 minutes ago. He'd written it by hand, and it might as well have said Hort Station or Halt Station. Hell Station, even. Lee's handwriting had always been intriguing to you. Remember that time you mentioned it to him and he responded with a disproportionate anger? A nonsensical rant involved several philosophers of language. And all because you told him his handwriting was dreadful. But now you know where those reactions come from. That night you two got drunk by the lake. He told you his father would have wanted to be born ugly. After the initial surprise, you couldn't stifle a belly laugh, and Lee looked down. For a few minutes, he didn't want to tell you anything else. You finally convinced him to continue. I always got what I wanted just by smiling. Ugly people have to develop other muscles. Unfortunately, those other muscles are the ones that last. You couldn't believe those words had come out of the mouth of a flesh and blood human being. Maybe some poorly written character from a cheap romantic novel, but Lee's father? You picture Lee that night, throwing pebbles on the shore while telling you everything about his father's teachings. All that frustration. Is that the night you got pregnant? Oh, shit! You'd both been drinking. Suddenly you find it difficult to breathe. The interior of the car is getting smaller and smaller. You need some air. Say hi. Don't say anything. Oh, I'm not saying. You close the door slowly. You know what he is like with his new car, and breathe in the cool night air. Victoria? Vic, this is Holt. Holt, Victoria. Hello? You respond to the greeting, but they don't seem to care that much. Be right back, Vic. You see them walk away with a box they took out of the trunk, and from the effort Holt's putting in, it seems heavy. What's inside the box? You're not stupid, you know that Lee has some business on the side beyond his work as an intern at the university. You heard some rumours, and you have your suspicions. However, you never did too much digging. You preferred to keep it a mystery, something to make Lee a little more interesting. You light a cigarette. Okay, well, it was the 60s. Would Lee be a good father? And the question that you still haven't had the courage to ask. Would you be a good mother? The clicks repeat at irregular intervals. Small moths approach the light to get electrocuted. Is that love, Victoria? You laugh and shake your head from side to side. You think of all the manuscripts you've torn up. You've read poetry, drawing. History seemed like an obvious choice. You didn't need any talent to be a historian. Okay, as someone with a history degree, fuck you. Mothman eats you. Ah! No, that's not Mothman. It's Buddy Holly. Fuck, he survived. Hello? The man talks to himself while holding something in his hand. Have you seen any winged creatures flying over the area yet? For a moment, you think he's asking some kind of tricky question and you remain silent. However, something about him tells you he's genuinely asking. You look at the man bathed in the shine of the streetlight and the scene fascinates you. Surreal, some of your old friends would have said, the ones that organised poetry nights and read Lettres Monde. Excuse me, you are... Oh, yes, sorry, Hill. Lou Hill. Why am I finding this funny? I don't know why. He looks like Buddy Holly, and he came out of the fucking woods asking about flying creatures. Plus, he looks like Hank Hill, so now I'm imagining he's Hank Hill. Does he want to offer Mothman propane and propane accessories? Writer. Oh, he smiled. Fuck. Victoria Greenberry, history student. Winged creatures, Mr. Hill? Lou, please. Can I call you Victoria? You nod. I'm looking into about a dozen reports, Victoria. Numerous witnesses claim to have seen human-sized winged creatures flying over the area. Angels? Lou smiles, but the smile doesn't last long on his face. Look, there at the top of the trees. It won't take you long to find one. You aim at the area Lou just told you. Everything's blurry, so you decide to adjust the binoculars. Adjust the focusing wheel, adjust the diopter. Left. Okay, no, I don't think that's working. Let's go to the right. No, wait, no. I think... No, it's diopter. Right, notice a change in your left eye. Okay, this is just annoying, you know. You can't achieve puzzle left to adjust the focus. If you can't focus, try adjusting the diopter first. It's supposed to compensate for some issues with my left eye. But you're young. Try to adjust it the same with both eyes, then focus. Okay, so you want to try and... Okay. Okay, so now they're the same. So now we want to try and focusing wheel. Ah! What the? It was just a second, but you think you saw something up there. Was it suggestion? I don't think they're angels, Victoria. Before I tell you my theory, I need your help. Can you draw in this notebook what you just saw? Yes. Yes. What the fuck, dude? But at the other time, you'd refused with some witty comment. But there's something about Lou Hill that invites you to play along. Maybe he'll offer you some discounts on propane and propane accessories. You wonder if the fact that he presented himself as a writer had something to do with it. Roll the head. Little owl head. Roll the body. Roll the legs. Before giving it back, you wrote some notes further describing what you saw. You hadn't asked for them, but somehow they make you feel less anxious. You never felt confident about your work. You looks at the notebook for a few seconds that feel too long. You think about the time you showed your sketches to your art teacher and how he embarrassed you in front of the rest of the class. Ooh, fuck that art teacher. What an asshole. Motherfucker. What? Sorry, I was talking to myself. You can't help but blush. Victoria. For once you're glad to hear Lee's voice. Jesus, your relationship is fucked up. Ain't good. No, he seems to be talking to you. Lee keeps staring at Lou. Lou Dallas Multipass. Lou Hill, writer. Lou holds out his hand. Lee Miller, historian. Lee walks over and puts his arms around you, his back to Lou. You know he must have been annoyed that Lou introduced himself as a writer. Although it's hard for you to admit it, you like to be hugged. Feel safe. You think you'd also feel safe in your grandmother's arms, in the arms of any of the other strong women in your family. But the heat of Lee's body, the hardness of his muscles. You remember all those biologicist arguments you hate so much, and you can't help but smile. It's like you're cheating when nobody's looking. Come on, babe. Let's see the surprise. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You close your eyes and let Lee guide you. Now open them. So, what do you think? We're meant in for two, under the same meteor shower that amazed our ancestors. You instinctively put your hand to your belly. And then you realise that you quickly put it in your pocket. You look at the dog tied to the post. Dog growls into the dark. Apparently his growl sounds a bit like static. A9. Dum dum dum. Chapter 3. Halt. You've known Lou Hill for a few months now. The first time you talked to him was at the Moose. Lou was looking for information about some unusual lights in the sky. Nobody would talk to him. Before going to the restroom, he went over to his table to suggest he buys people a drink first. When you got back, Lou was already talking to Rick and Stella, their tongues sufficiently loosened. Lou raised his glass in your direction and smiled. Although it wasn't you who gave him the nickname, you still feel a little guilty. Since that night, most locals refer to him as Lou Refill Hill. What do you recall about the encounter with these men in black? You smile. What does he mean? It's only been a week. You think about how to answer. You know Lou, he loves asking questions. So you're going to tell him one thing and one thing only. No follow-up questions. Legs about the dream of the grandma. Nothing about the dream of the grandma. Man in black seemed interested in the dream I had about my grandma. Lou listens carefully. You talk about the dream, omitting some details. You don't tell him anything about the stitches in your head. You know if he did, he'd keep asking questions all night. Lou remains pensive. Putting your nose in his mouth, you try to change the subject. Red or black? What? The card. Red. You turn over the card. It's red. Good. It's a solitaire, my grandmother told me. No one could ever win it. Lou suddenly seems interested. How do you play it? Explain it now. Rules are simple. Winning. There's a reason why it's called the Impossible Solitaire. Let me show you. Oh fuck, it's pyramidy. The objective is to move every card from the board to the discard pile. You can move any card whose rank is one higher or one lower than the topmost card in the discard pile. So let's say there's a 5 in the discard pile. You can place either a 4 or a 6 on it. And remember that if there's a K in the discard pile, you can place an A. A comes after K, and the opposite is also true. So, 28 cards to move. Seems easy enough, right? Okay, so is this the discard pile? I can move the 6, I can move the 8. When you're stuck, turn over a card from the stock to the discard pile. To turn it over, you need to make a bet first. Black or red. Which ones are going to be? Bet, you lose the game. Son of a bitch is almost unwinnable. Right, interesting. So, we'll try and get as many as possible. So there is a... Okay. Move jacks. That means I can move a 10 over. And I can move that 9 over. And then get another 10. And move the jack. Now I'm stuck. Do I bet red or do I bet black? Bet black. Ah, fuck. Ah, for fuck's sake. Okay, so this is interesting. This is actually really... This is an interesting variant on Solitaire. I just play standard Solitaire on the computer, so... Right, so it's 3 is the top, so... We can do a 4. Let's put 4 in. Then... Do a 3. A 2. Ah, fuck's sake. Okay. No, let's leave the game. Solitaire's bad run. Achievement. You hear barking from the back of the station. Trent. They brought him in. They told me his name was Chase. Fuck it, it's Trent for me. Hey. You're Trent, right? From the moose? Tall, prominent belly and a scar parallel to the growth of his beard? You laugh heartily. Hill might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but no one could deny he was good with descriptions. You think about the book he's given you. He signed it and everything. Why would you leave it? On Trenksy barks like Trent on open mic Tuesdays. Come on, let's go to the garage. Let's see the machine gun. I'm gonna fight Mothman with a steam-powered machine gun. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I'm back to Victoria. So, this is his idea of a special date. Looking at shooting stars while holding your hand? Telling you his plans for the end of the semester? Can't stop thinking about the raw strength of the hug a minute ago. And scared the coyotes away by yelling and throwing stones at them. You think about your friend May, this dark fantasy she told you about. Holding hands like this, smiling, talking and looking into each other's eyes. Feels like giving up, doesn't it? You know you're to blame too. Are you playing the perfect girlfriend role? Don't you make eyes at him? Don't you say love whenever you call him? So, is this it, Victoria? Is this what you want for the rest of your life? Don't you make up your mind, just for once? Think of May again. This woman you claim to know who could solve your situation using a coat hanger. You wouldn't be the first, or the last. Fuck me, that's fucking uncomfortably topical. Dog barks like a maniac and you appreciate the distraction. A mixture of guilt, anguish and apathy takes over you. Now what? Why is he looking at you like that? Why doesn't he say anything? Does he ask you a question? Ask him to repeat the question. They said if you're excited about the doors. Jim Morrison will show up. Of course you're excited. Doors, Victoria. Freddie told me they're about to release their first album. Seems like they'll be playing in New York. Are you going to see them live again, then? Ah! Dog does not approve. Dog will interject. Even though you try, you gradually stop listening to him. Hesitancy returns. All these questions. The fucking dog won't stop barking. Once the distraction is now driving you crazy. What the hell is wrong with him? Shooting fucking stars. You make a wish, Victoria. How about going home, covering your head with a pillow and sleeping for 18 hours straight? You feel like crying and try to calm down. Those eyes. That creature you thought you saw in the treetops with Lou's binoculars. Been real? Not just your imagination? I'm sorry, but a dumbass. Ooh, stars. Vic. You know what? I'm tired of it already. Exhausted. Been trying and trying for more than 10 minutes. Can you tell me what's wrong with you? Stay silent. You need to think. Please write. It's not fair to either of you. So much noise it's impossible for you to concentrate. You know they're all excuses, though. Winged monsters don't exist. It's just your brain desperately trying not to focus on what's important. The sudden scream chills your blood. And silence takes over everything. Mothman wanted the dog to shut the fuck up too, so he took care of it. Good work, Mothman. Halt! Yeah, fuck you, Lee. You're not getting into the chapter. Fuck off. You met Lee, tall guy with the blonde girl. He made xerographic copies of docs I used to assemble this beauty. Where did he get the docs from? You bite your lower lip. All writers ask so many questions. Lee works at the university, in the history department. Lou adjusts his glasses. You don't know why, but that gesture irritates you. The Winians don't work like a normal machine gun. Normal machine guns use gunpowder to fire projectiles. Do you know what the Winians uses? Centrifugal force. So it's almost like a rail gun, but without magnetism. Interesting. He repeats the gesture with the glasses. Today Lee brought me some ketchum grenades. Do you know about ketchum grenades? Are they Pokeballs? Lou shakes his head and readjusts his glasses for the third time in less than 5 minutes. You take a deep. Tell him about ketchum grenades. Although you can't stand Lou, refill Hill's tick, you enjoy talking about your collection of Civil War weapons. Ketchums are similar to footballs in shape. They have to land on their nose to explode. They were highly inefficient. In Port Hudson, for example, the Confederates used sheets to catch them without exploding, and then threw them back at Union soldiers. He was about to say something when you hear a scream that makes your blood run cold. You grab the shotgun without thinking twice. Yeah, but does it use centrifugal force? It's coming from the back, come on! You don't have a good feeling about it. Something's not right. Angry! Trent, no! Oh, wow, that's kind of fucked up. Oh, it feels like a dream. Somehow you know the creature is real. Your dog's suffering is real. And there'll be no waking up from this. Shoot the creature, run to Trent. You aim your gun. Hit. You don't have a clean shot. Up to Trent. You hear the muffled moans of your dog, and the fury blinds you. You drop the shotgun and grab onto the chain. Son of a bitch is gonna strangle Trent! Pull the chain, ask the rest to help you. Come on, hurry! But before they arrive, you feel the pull. And the floor disappears under your feet. Fucking hell! Although you manage to hold on for a few minutes, you finally let go and fall into the thick of the forest. Tree branches penetrate your body, and you die before reaching the ground. Okay, so don't do that. Release the chain! Halt! You know you hit the floor soon. Don't move. Isn't a Vic hold? Assist as a nurse. No bones seem to be broken. My dog. Victoria and Lee help you to your feet. Lou doesn't take his eyes off the winged creature for a single second. Let go. You just let go. What? 1 second. I know where your dog is, Holt. Wait a minute, I got something in the car. Let's go. Gift from Freddy. Cool, right? You try to get up, but you feel dizzy and stumble. Victoria gives Lee a disapproving look and helps you keep your balance. Follow me. Thanks. You would have liked to smile at her. After all, Victoria just wants to help. But I can do it by myself. You get your rifle and walk with the rest into the blackness of the forest. Go in that direction. No. I think we should go that way. Lee, now what? The place where Trent fell. Calculated by projecting the point where the creature dropped it on this map. Calculated? You calculated, you say? Were you a writer? Lou, don't mind him. What do we want? Constantly checking the map, Lou leads the group on. Should be close. There. The heart is pounding. Please. Press his chest. Use both hands, just like that. Curious. Didn't know that cardiopulmonary resuscitation was discovered by Dr. Knickerbocker while he was trying to save a dog. I'm sorry, the fact the doctor was legitimately called Knickerbocker. Did they actually name the Knickerbocker Glory after him for inventing CPR? Did he get a Sunday for inventing CPR? As he speaks, Lou carefully examines the top of the trees. John Hopkins University. Victoria rests her hand on yours and moves her head from side to side. You stop pressing. A few tears roll down your cheek. This thing is what happened to the dog afterwards. ... Tell him to shut up! No. Shut it, Lou! Lou adjusts his glasses. You look at Victoria. You're too afraid your voice would break to say thank you. Why didn't you shoot? Why didn't you try to blow the creature's brains out? Well, I tried, but you wouldn't let me. Deep down you know it's just the guilt talking. But maybe there was nothing you could have done differently to save him. Well, yeah, because you wouldn't let me. Lee, have you seen Lee? You stand up and look around. Lee's gone. I mean, no great loss there, let's be honest. Are we playing as Lee again? Oh my god, Lee gets another chapter. Good for him. You walk faster to keep your thoughts at bay. What is wrong with her? Why did she even listen to him? Writer, says the fucker. What a loser. You walk through the woods, confident that you will be the one to find Holt's dog. What then, Vic? What weird little face will you make? Men in Black. Maybe like the robot from the cover of News of the World by Queen. Hello? You feel like someone is watching you. You're walking through a dense forest area where the darkness is almost total. You walk even faster than before. Finally, you reach a clearing and look into the sky. The meteor shower is gaining intensity. Your heart is in anguish and you find it hard to breathe. Watching the Leonids, Victoria. Are you? You can't ask her, dude. She's not there. Fuck's sake. You hold your head in your hands. Cry. Don't cry. It's the 60s and boys don't cry. You stretch your arms and take a deep breath. They can't break you. What the? You seem to hear something. Kind of rumour. You think of the noise hands make when they shake the dust off an old volume. River? You try to think about the map you've got in the car. You can't remember seeing a river here. Further west, sure, but here? You get closer, you hear it more clearly. You feel kind of calm. Not peace, but numbness. Suddenly, the whitest light you've ever seen floods the ground. Even when there's no river nearby, the sound is deafening. What? You feel the light pulse with painful intensity, as if millions and millions of red ants were sinking their little jaws into your skin. Pain turns into light. You want to scream. You have no mouth, nor larynx, or lungs. The white that precedes everything consumes you. You don't know how long it takes. You feel the urgency of what is yet to be, and white makes you desperate. Question marks? Question marks? Oh, fuck, it's Black Phillip. Question marks? Question marks? Okay. Nah, there is an Anthro Goat. Are we an Anthro Goat now? Is this furry transformation porn? You feel the white light leaving your body, and you hear your own voice screaming at the top of your lungs. The men in black are appalled by this fairy transformation porn and leave. You drop to the floor and cover your head with both hands. You're filled with a sense of completeness that you cannot explain. We all need a little darkness. Okay then! Fuck. Oh, now we're back to Victoria. Isn't that nice? Leave! Where's that idiot? Calm down, Victoria. He knows how to take care of himself. Really fucking doesn't. What's right? No, he's not. He's going to show up eventually. He takes the way back to Peter and screams some stones and a blow on the hood of his car. Blue smiles. You wonder if it's authentic or a calculated gesture to show some empathy. Holt? What? What's your business with Lee? Holt looks at you for a few seconds before answering. You think of one of the computers at the campus, the IBM 7040. You know what it's called because you once wrote a poem with that title. Holt's like that computer. From the outside it's impossible to tell what it's evaluating before giving you an answer. I shouldn't tell you anything. Lowers his voice. You shut them up back there. I'm going to make an exception. Holt tells you about Lee's business, the sale of original Civil War pieces, the xerographic copies of historical documents. Don't worry, he knows what he's doing. You hear twigs snapping. Who's there? Grandma? Aha! Oh shit, Grandma's here, with a gun! The sight of Holt's grandmother holding an old rifle mesmerizes you. The whole thing's like an image from some Waith painting. A wet dream for almost any of your classmates. An image that not only defies gender stereotypes, but also demolishes social constructs like that of grandma in classic stories. The expression on Holt's grandmother's face changes. Her features soften. Legs. Grandma! Holt picks up his grandma and helps her sit against a tree trunk. He looks at his dog's corpse and beckons you to come closer. I need to bury Trent before carrying on. You nod your head. How do you feel, ma'am? Confused. Here, Victoria. You didn't hear him approach. You grabbed the handkerchief without thinking twice. A strange feeling runs through your body. Can you at least consider some other option? Clean up her legs. You rub the handkerchief against her calves and gradually remove the mud stains. Grab harder. I was probably your age when I stopped feeling my legs. Holt's grandmother sighs and closes her eyes. Never seen so many moles together. Lou speaks almost in whispers. You wonder why? Well, because it's rude to talk about people's moles in front of them. Let's go. Lou picks up the old rifle and examines it briefly. Holt looks at you with an expression you can't quite make out. You okay? No, you're not okay. But what are you going to tell him? That you're pregnant? That your boyfriend's missing? That winged creatures out of old pulp magazines are apparently more than just fiction? You walk for a while in silence. What was... Try to think of something else, Victoria. A few minutes ago you all started hearing the screams. Noticing sudden movements in the treetops. Almost there. There's a lot of Mothmen. You find it hard to believe what you're seeing. Why are all these creatures flying over the gas station? Interesting. Holt punches Lou in the shoulder. What? Interesting? You put it interesting what they did to Trent? We don't want to got cheap books, Lou. A sudden silence befalls the group. That's the plan. Wait. Listen. No, just cover me. You close your fist tightly, trying to exercise the impotence you feel. Is it that hard for him to hear what you had to say? You shake your head from side to side. What's even the plan? Running with his grandma in his arms? Why does he have to be the hero? Halt! The shriek chills your blood. Fuck! Lou looks at you as if waiting for something. How many bullets in your rifle? 3. I hope it's enough. Nothing else here halfway to the gas station. 2 winged creatures on the street lamps. Light, Victoria. These creatures seek the light. Tell Lou to take aim. It's the closest lamp on the right. Shoot. 3, 2, 1. You have 2 bullets left. You try to reach the building, but the winged creatures rush at you. The pain blurs your vision and you lose consciousness. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so I think what I want to do is... game. Is this lamp on the right? Shoot. You have 2 bullets left. Okay. Left. What I'm thinking is too far away. Well, that's bullshit. Right. Winged creature flies to the furthest pole. There's some overhaul to Nels's head. Desperate, you run to help. The winged creature rushes at you. Pain blows your vision and you lose consciousness. Okay, so we don't want to... Okay, what about farthest lamp on the right? Okay. You have 2 bullets left. No, that's far. Okay. Then we get the one. Away, so you can't take that one out. This lamp on the right. Okay. So if I sent one out first. Okay. No, okay, that doesn't work. Fucking goddammit. Okay, what am I missing? No, that doesn't work either. Fuck. Is there something right? I should have found something right. We just fight, take flight, and get lost in the night. My lamp, no 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 my lamp. Nah, all clear. Help me with Halt and Elsie and let's get inside, fast. Is someone going to make a wish? You laugh under your breath. You look at Halt and he looks away. You wonder if he's pissed because you saved him. I can't believe everything that happened tonight. You know, as soon as you stop to think, you touch your belly and fight back the tears. Lou looks at his watch. Leonids are reaching their point of highest intensity. The screeching is deafening. Freaking creatures. I think I saw one in the dream I told you about, Lou. He stares at Halt's grandmother. You sure it was a dream? Lou's about to add something, but suddenly falls silent. You approach the window and rest your hand on the glass. You can't stop looking at their dance. Shit, they should have been in Eurovision. I'm recording this the night after Eurovision. Before meeting Lou, you've had some experiences in college. Experiences by which you sought to open the doors of your perception. Ah, you took LSD. Nice. But he doesn't know, and you don't know how he'd react if you found out. But the strange dance of creatures in the sky beats anything you've experienced while tripping. Halt, said 8. Oh, they call him the Javaro of the Hills. What he lacked was what he did lacked a ritual component. It had nothing to do with the taxidermy business, even less with mummification. His shrunken animal heads were art, sold as collector's pieces. One afternoon Liam, his only nephew, stole a bear head. The head had been emptied of viscera and was floating in a solution his uncle used in the early stages of the miniaturization process. Liam lifted the head out of the bucket, wiped it dry, and put it on, like a helmet. He stripped naked, left the house, and ran into the village. Liam entered the church in the middle of Mass, screaming at the top of his lungs, waving his arms up and down as if he were clawing. One of the congregation members pulled out a gun and shot him. Well, at least he didn't ring the doorbell. You remember the sheer terror you felt when you saw the bear man running towards the altar? This is worse. Oh my god, there's a whole different bunch of furries. Fucking hell. What? Worse? Worse than what? Tell them about Liam. You tell them the story of Liam and his uncle, the Javaro of the Hills. Somehow you feel safe telling them stories from the past. And as for what's on the other side of the window, this fear can't be any more present. Clippings from the case. Liam's story was an unfortunate event. Explains what happened to him, but also provided an all-too-easy explanation for other sightings in the area. Dogman? The Owl Woman? Oh, is that the Owlman of Cornwall's wife? Many people told me stories about similar creatures in the moose. Lou adjusts his glasses. Refill Hill. You think I don't know what they call me in town? It might be true that some people make up stuff to get a beer. Imaginations have limits. In the long run, we tend to rely on real experiences when telling a story. Mothmen. They're somehow related to the Leonids and the gathering of all these creatures. Maybe he's right, and the creatures outside started to appear after the aerial dance of these Mothmen? Ask why Mothmen. Check on my brain now. Mothman? Why the name? Moths are attracted to light. You look at the sky, illuminated by dozens and dozens of shooting stars, and you nod. You like the name. Not because of Music's Nation, but because you know it's easy to squash a moth. This isn't the first time that Mothmen have appeared during the Leonids. That's what he means. Among some other references, they're mentioned in the oral histories of the Ojibwe. I apologise if I probably completely butchered that pronunciation. Collected in the diary of a Jesuit missionary in 1683, who even dares to draw them. Many believe that the creatures described in this diary are thunderbirds. The Jesuit's drawings look much more like Mothmen. The most interesting part is what he draws lines around them. Some researchers think the lines are kinetic, a way of representing the speed of the creature. Lou slides a finger across the glass, following the trajectory of a shooting star in the sky. But I think these drawings depict Mothmen with the Leonids in the background. We're talking 1633, 1666, maybe? Look at your grandma. Grandma? Better? What are those shrieks, love? It's painful for you to see how confused she is. 1 second. You turn on the radio. Static. Move the dial to the left. Move the dial to the left. Move the dial to the left. No matter which way you turn the dial, all you hear is static. You've never sung at the Moose. Not even those nights when everyone egged you on and the booze in your system had drowned your inhibitions. It's without realising it, you start singing the lullaby Elsie used to sing to make you sleep. More than 40 years have passed. Words come to your mind, one after the other. You close your eyes and caress her hair, singing all the time. As soon as you feel the rhythmic breathing of your grandmother, you get up. Gasp! What was that? Lee? Victoria tries to hug Lee while he babbles something you don't understand. At no time does he look up. Where the hell have you been? Victoria, I thought... But he's here. Give him some space. Thank you. Lee takes a few seconds to start speaking. I think I got lost in the forest. Babe, take it easy. Victoria grabs his arm and Lee tries to smile. I thought I heard the sound of a river, and I felt someone looking at me. After walking for a while, the noise was deafening. But There was no river. He starts to cry. Victoria tries to calm him down. As soon as he regains his composure, Lee keeps talking. And then came the light. I don't know how to explain it. As if I could see everything and nothing at the same time. And a goat looked up to the sky to watch the shooting stars. It stood on two legs. Like this, you know? Just like us. What the hell is going on? I think the time has come. Let me tell you a few things. Lou clears his throat and begins to speak. Although you can't stand his tics or his false dramatics, you want to know what's going on. The Leonids occur every 33 years. Some are intense, like those in 1833 or the ones in 1866. Others are weak, 1899 for example. And those are the ones we have records of. You notice that Victoria grabs Lee's hand. Lou walks over to the window and points to the sky. This year they're intense again. 1866? 1966? Why 100 years difference and not 99? That 1 year discrepancy bothers me too. And I think it has to do with the problems of our calendar. And the periodic adjustments that we're forced to make. Tell me, have you ever seen a medieval manuscript? No one answers. Just as you're about to open your mouth, Lou continues. They're usually adorned with warrior rabbits standing on two legs. Do you think those rabbits came from the imaginations of medieval scribes alone? Those rabbits existed, and they were annihilated by man. Each meteor shower spawns new bipeds. It was in one of these storms that mankind arose. What makes us different from all of them is that we survived, destroying any other biped that came along, by reducing them to the realm of gossip or fiction. Outside, the creatures begin to fight. Why? What motivates them? And what about Lou? You believe everything he says? After all, Lou is a writer. Your grandma's cough sounds like the noise of a tractor's engine refusing to start. Grandma? You have to kill them all. The voice of which she speaks seems to come from much further back than her throat. We had a secret weapon. We would use it to finish off the upright beasts. But they decided to test it in the war. Eh? What are you talking about? I wanted to take the winners from the battlefield. And they... Your grandma caresses her legs. I just want to finish the mission. Victoria and Lee look at each other. Lou walks up to you and tells you almost in a whisper that the moles on your grandma's legs correspond exactly to her grandpa's wounds. Did you ever tell Lou about your grandma's legs? You're confused, and Lou seems to notice. It's not just free beers at the moose hold. People tell me things. You speak softly, but his words resonate loudly in your head. The moles on your grandmother's legs, her father's legs riddled by bullets in the Civil War. Could it be that Elsie's grandfather was talking to you through your grandmother's body? The Winans? The Winans? A project that has obsessed you for a long time, and now think you know why. You decide not to think too much about Elsie, her grandfather, the moles, the men in black. You're terrified that behind all your decisions, something more than your free will was at work. Come on. The Winans! Quick, let's get her out! No, still not working. What do you mean it's not working? That's some kind of safety mechanism. Still haven't been able to assemble it successfully. Here, see? The L's. You look at Lou with curiosity. On the blueprints, there. Those elves the rubric of a secret society founded in the middle of the last century. Not so secret if you know about it, is it? Lou doesn't answer you. Why the L? Some say it's because of the way the knight moves across the chessboard. Others say it's because of Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland. Exactly. We keep talking. Lou closes his eyes, holds a hand to the bridge of his nose, and clears his throat. Can this guy be any more affected? The stick I found weighed 2 pounds. I sorted up one day, and pieces 8 of equal weight. How much did each piece weigh? Well, this is a quarter of a pound, which is wrong. Riddle at this moment. Victoria strokes her chin and Lee nods his head slightly as if he's counting something. I think it's time for a riddle, Lou. Lou raises his hand and moves aside. You take a deep breath. It wouldn't be hard to find the right configuration. Okay, so... data piece and things. Okay, so trying to get these all to be L's. Right, so second piece. Okay, so just need to do the first piece on the third row, and there we go. I think that is ready. The mechanism locks into place with a click. Although outside the creature's shouts are getting louder, you can't help but feel a certain happiness. The Winans is finally complete. Now everybody out! Elsie stands next to the Winans holding a rifle. Lee, Lou and Victoria stand back a little. You crack your knuckles and take a deep breath. At the helm of the Winans' steam-powered machine gun, you feel something strange. You find it hard to put into words. As if somehow the present has given way to the past. Mothmen! They are weak creatures. Cannon fodder in the war against the upright beasts. So, yeah, I am going to shoot. Beware of the dogmen! Behind the rabbit men! The dogmen are more resistant than the rabbit men!
And if you hurt them without killing them, they get mad. Eat this bullet! I'm here to cover you, but don't get too confident. I can kill one upright beast, then I need to reload. Hey! Where are you going? Die! Die!
The beast attack while else he tries to hit the rifle. The machine gun cools down. You try to defend yourself, the jaws of a creature close on your neck, and you bleed to death. Fuck. Okay.
Die! 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 The two men and the women! Gone! Deserters!
Shake your head from side to the other. You know that Lou was the first to leave, and the helplessness eats you up inside. Go look for them.
But
If we're gonna fight here, we fight all together. Chapter 9. Yee. I don't want to keep running away. Be out there. Win my red badge of courage. The Red Badge of Courage is the title of that Civil War novel you read and reread over and over again. It tells the story of a Union soldier who flees the battlefield. From that first act of cowardice, the only thing the protagonist longs for is to receive a war wound. Definitive proof that he had become a man. The Red Badge of Courage? The real Red Badge of Courage, Lee. I'm pregnant. I'm not sure how that counts, but okay. Your head spins. You find it difficult to organize your thoughts. You're going to be a father? You think of your own father, of all your suffering. I don't know if I'm a coward, Vic. Lee. Do you know that Stephen Crane wrote Red Badge of Courage without ever setting foot on a real battlefield? The first time you saw Lou, you wanted to twist his arm and bring him to his knees. Now you smile, put an arm on his shoulder. Thanks, Lou.
come out and fight!
None of you move.
Out, I said!
Red Badge of Courage. Lee, don't! Pull, push. Pull. Elsie rotates her shoulder and stumbles. The rifle points at the ceiling. You push. Elsie loses her balance. The rifle points at her body. Push. You push and you hear a shot. It's Holt's grandmother, Lee. Your hands are shaking. You didn't fire the rifle. However, somehow you've been able to feel the different endings. Anyone else Elsie would be shot, and yet you didn't stop. Ah! He's alive! They shot me! Billions of the possessed? You don't know why you're surprised. After all, Holt's grandmother is possessed by her own grandfather. A soldier who fought in the Civil War and was mowed down by a machine gun. The same machine gun whose bursts you now hear outside the gas station. Tearing apart creatures not mentioned in any biology textbook. I just want to say the fact that this has turned into a steam-powered machine gun shooting furries is just amazing. Whoa, Holt! He's gone Frank Castle on us. Eat bullets, you sons of bitches! Well, that was a quick chapter. No! You don't think about it too much. As Holt fires the Winans machine gun, you run as fast as you can. If you want to survive, you have to get away from there. The only word you can think of to describe what you see is pandemonium. And not only in the traditional sense, a place of noise and confusion, but in the original sense of the word, the place where all humans congregate. Lee tries to make himself heard over the gunfire and the shrieks of the creatures. To your left, Vic! Vic! Oh shit. The creatures catch up and you feel their claws ripping your belly open. Horror clouds your vision and you lose consciousness. You never wake up again. Okay, but, to your left, Vic. Right! Vic! Okay. Now you never wake up again. You try. Okay, not get down. Okay. Go left. Okay. Feel jaws closing not far from your neck. You try to run faster. Get down. Duck down and feel the claws of a creature graze the back of your neck. You keep running. Right. Keep moving. A pig man tries to grab your arm, but you manage to get away. Damn you, pig man! We're almost there. You get in the car and slam the door shut. You hear a knock and you jump on your seat. Let's go, let's go! Lee speeds up. The pandemonium is soon behind you. You think about Lee's previous car, the clunker. And now you know how Lee managed to buy a car like this one. Holt told you. Poor Holt. Leonids, upright beasts, familial possessions, experimental weapons, the Order of the L's, Men in Black, and Mothmen. There they are. Topics of my next book. You touch your belly. With all you suffered tonight, Lou's comment seems a bit inappropriate. Yeah, Jesus Christ, Lou, read the room. Okay. You travel in silence for a few minutes. Are you alright, Lee? You look a little pale. Lee takes a few seconds to answer. I don't know. Lee scratches his head. I can see things before they happen, Vic. Lee leans forward. It's not that I see the future. I don't know how to explain it. Like I can see several presents just before they happen. Come on, babe. Victoria. What you're saying, Lee. Have you felt it since the episode you told us with the white light? Lee's hands are tightly clasped on the steering wheel. It's not like I can control it. The first time I felt it was the struggle with Elsie. And the second when we were running to the car. He looks you in the eyes and suddenly you can feel all his pain. Some of the presents, creatures, Vic. Lee's voice breaks. Yes. And he begins to cry. lay a hand on the shoulder. You comfort the poor man. You feel him gradually calming down with the contact. He rests his head on your hand and you stroke his cheek. After a few minutes you remove your hand and settle back in your seat. You look for Lou in the rearview mirror and see him jotting something in his notebook. Lou seems to always be writing in one way or another. You envy his tenacity. And you wonder if maybe that's what it takes to be a writer. Lee steps on the brakes and opens the door on his side. There. What happened? Can you see anything from there? You shake your head. Here he comes. Goat baby? Ah, baby Black Philippe. It's hurt, Vic. Though neither of you says anything, you think you know what you have to do. He kisses you on the mouth and starts the car. In the back seat, Lou clears his throat. I didn't want to be anticlimactic, but the demonization of the god Pan, Satan as a male goat. You do know there are records throughout history of bloody wars against goat men, don't you? The end. Right, so that was Mothman 1966. That was weird. I liked it. The retro style of it was really cool. It worked for what it was going for. I like the little mini games. I mean, it's very much a visual novel, just with mini games. But I enjoyed that. That was fun. Oh, 8 years later. Oh, we got an epilogue with Goat Baby. Well, goat child now. Oh no, it's Men in Black. Goat baby! That's marvelous. You stay away from Goat Baby Men in Black. That's not cool. Don't be mean to Goat Baby. Gallery. Oh, so we got a gallery now. Drawing. Make an accurate drawing. Use the 25 more cards to go. Copy to one question. Use 15. This sounds like cry your heart out. Solve one is possibly. Listen about the elves. Die all possible deaths. Survive all creatures that we kept going. And you can just keep playing the solitaire game. Okay. And you can replay the solitaire. That's actually quite tempting. That was actually kind of fun. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Ah. Yeah, so that was fun. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then please do like, subscribe, click the little notification button. Join us at the Cult of Tea and Dice at thecultofteaanddice.net. You can find me at various places on my link tree, which will be in the description. And I will see you soon for something. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Good baby.